This is Fitzy and Wippa.
I'm Fitzy and that's Wippa.
Welcome to the podcast, guys. Quick one. I once owned 5% of a horse in the worst investment I've ever made, right? Just a little bit of hoof. That's all I had. But because we came into it, they said, hey, we'll give you naming rights as long as the general name is approved by the group. And it doesn't sound like rights, but let me suggest something.
Yeah.
And I think it was, my suggestion, I think it was the best horse name that could ever possibly exist.
Okay, good.
And when I checked it on the registry, you could get it, and no one had it. And what I wanted to call the horse was Two Men in a Horse Suit.
And you think that's the best idea you've ever come up with? Was how you started this conversation 5 minutes ago.
In a horse suit.
2 men in a horse suit.
Like, to think that two men could be in that horse coming down the straight, and 2 men in a horse suit overtake Winks at the last minute.
I am now going to make it my life's mission to buy a horse to call it that.
2 men in a horse suit. Could you imagine how funny that would sound to suggest that there were two guys under there keeping up with all the other horses running their asses off, one bloke bent over at the back and the other guy just trying to keep his head up?
Feels like work.
That is funny. Guys, is that funny?
Lols. Play
Is
the
there any
podcast.
laughter, Leno?
Hey, got another one I heard a while ago. We got time, like, for the intro? You guys want another laugh on the podcast? All right, so this guy catches up. These two girls are on a big night out, right? And they decide to take a shortcut to get home. And they decide to go through the cemetery because they live on the other side. They're walking through the cemetery and one girl says to the other, I need to go to the toilet. The other one says, so do I. And she says, I'm just going to squat down here and do a wee. And the other girl says, no, I need to do more than that. I'm going to squat down over here behind this gravestone. I've found a wreath. I'll just use that to wipe my bum.
Yeah.
Anyway, the two husbands catch up. And one husband says to the other, hey, I think we need to have a chat about our girls and the girls' night out. Because I don't know what they're up to. He says, but I woke up and my wife was lying next to me and she didn't have any underpants on. And the guy says, whoa, that is full on. He says, but I don't think that's anything compared to what I woke up next to. I woke up with my wife and she had a small card hanging out of her bum that said, from all the guys at the fire brigade, we will never forget you.
That is a terrible joke.
It's one of the best jokes. I didn't do it justice. I didn't deliver
No,
it well.
you didn't.
I really didn't. I got carried away. But I just think it's so funny to think, don't explain the joke because you're trying to win more fans. Hey, my dad's got a joke about a wood sniffer. Can we go with that one, Tom, or is that
Start the podcast now.
more really badly delivered jokes tomorrow on the podcast?
When it comes to holidays, are you an ocean, pool or hot tub person?
All of the above.
Then it's time to book a trip with the lot and make up for missed holidays at whatif.com.
What if it's Aussie for travel? Check government advisories before booking and travelling.
Fitzy and Wippa's
They're not facts, they're fantastical facts. They're absolutely not facts.
Fact. Shut it up, guys. Shut the fact up. You've got to be very careful saying that, especially when you're on radio. Tommy, take us away and set up this beautiful piece of broadcasting.
Yeah, and what a wonderful warning from you too, Whip. Well done as a responsible broadcaster of the industry. Each of the team have brought in a fake fact, except for one of them who I've secretly selected to bring in a true fact.
I've got the fact
It's
this
me.
morning.
It's
No,
me.
I've got it.
It's our caller. It's our caller's job, and it's Alex from Earlwood this morning who is going to decide who has the true facts. Shall we kick off?
Righto.
Whip, why don't we kick off with you?
Okay, got a topical one for you guys.
False.
This is the fact, without a question. And this is a funny one too because Grand Prix is this weekend, which is exciting. Daniel Ricciardo, Drive to Survive, I know your hook says.
I'm so obsessed.
Grand Prix Sunday,
Yeah.
get together, watch it. That first start is always so good.
Fact.
Yes, it is, mate. Daniel Ricciardo does not drive to the Grand Prix. In fact, he doesn't drive a lot at the moment because Daniel Ricciardo only has one demerit point left on his license.
I hope that's true.
Okay.
It's a
You hope
great-
that's true.
Yeah, what a great story.
It is 100% true.
Well, I would say
in the paper
majority
this
of
morning.
them would be speeding outside of their work, wouldn't
No,
they?
well, maybe if that's, you don't take your work home, mate. So I would think they like to crawl slowly.
And it's pretty hard to speed, isn't it, if you live in the city? Because the traffic's terrible.
One demerit point left.
Okay.
Daniel
thank you,
Ricciardo.
Whip.
That's the fact.
Sarah, what's
Okay,
yours?
guys, Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande make 15% more money on song streams via Spotify on rainy days like today because it's been statistically proven that people stream rain-based songs, and obviously they had their song Rain on Me, and it's the most played rain song.
I mean, nothing topical also, Sarah. There's no way it's real because mine was the fact, so...
No, what
You think yours
what
is the
wouldn't
fact?
be right about that? Two huge artists collaborated on a song. On a rainy day, you get in the car, you think, I want to hear Rain on Me, which is a great song anyway.
Okay.
They make more money.
Thank you,
Completely
Seb.
false,
fact,
Sarah.
dude.
Let's go with you, Fitzy. What's
You
yours?
want to go with me?
It's not a fact. Whatever he says, it's not a fact.
The Soviet Union's right. So this would have been probably in the 80s. They wanted to buy. They loved Pepsi so much that they said to Pepsi, "We want to buy $3 billion worth of your drink." And so they gave Pepsi in return 17 submarines, a cruiser, a frigate, and a destroyer in the exchange. This historic deal made Pepsi the 6th largest military power in the world at the time.
Wow, hey.
Frigate.
The frigate, I think.
Oh, frigate.
Oh,
Not a
sorry.
frigate. That was a chief investigation.
I've heard of a deep...
Frigate hell. What have I
a
said?
deep fry.
Okay.
That's not real. I mean,
Pepsi
Pepsi
having a
has
baby.
never owned a submarine
No.
or a frigate. That's no way that's true. I've still got the fact.
All right. Well, the last one, Matt de Groot. Have you got
And
a
you
fact?
can trust this one as fact
Just a
because
quickie, mate.
as a journalist, I only speak
Straight to
in.
the point.
Buzz Aldrin was obviously the first man to land on the moon. He took a felt tip pen onto the moon because they needed to test if it worked. Unfortunately, Buzz left the pen on the moon, not realizing that it was still there. Eugene Cernan, the last man to walk on the moon, found it 4 years later, and the pen still worked.
Wow.
It is now in the NASA museum.
There you go.
Unbelievable.
Oh my god.
It's a pretty cool fact.
What do you guys
It's a
think?
fact.
Yeah. I
What
feel,
do you guys think?
I don't know, it could be.
Of course, mine's a fact.
So we've got Whip with Daniel Ricciardo only having one demerit point left. Says with rainy days mean rainy songs played on Spotify. Fitz with the Pepsi having a navy.
No.
And Buzz Aldrin with pen on the moon from Matt de Groot. Alex in Earlwood, who do you think's telling the truth?
Hi guys. I think that it's Sarah.
I think that it's Sarah. Sarah,
Yeah.
is that truth? Or was it made up?
Sarah, was yours true or not?
Sorry, Alex, it was a lie.
Alex,
The
no.
one telling the truth was Ryan James Fitzgerald.
I would never have guessed.
You're kidding me.
So that was in 1959, and Pepsi did it for the American government. Richard Nixon did the deal.
What? So
Yep.
there was a Pepsi submarine.
$3 billion, and that's what that was in exchange, was all that military gear, and the Americans took it.
Wow.
That's just because the Russians, that's how they got introduced to Pepsi.
Fun fact, buddy. Well done.
Hey, just on Paris as well, the Chainsmokers Paris. Did you hear about Nick Kyrgios? He hasn't played the French Open for like 4 years because he doesn't like clay, doesn't like going to the French Open. And this year he's registered. He said, I'm in. And they said, oh, that's great. You've got a change of heart? You want to get back on clay? He goes, no, my girlfriend's never been to Paris before, so we're going to go over there and I'm going to play in the French Open.
Awesome. At least he's honest.
Well, build it around your lifestyle. See what we can squeeze out
really,
of it.
She really wants to see France, so I might play in
Yeah.
the French Open.
We get a free hotel room. It's not a bad deal, guys.
Hey, Nelly Furtado. What, do you remember when she dominated?
Yeah. What are we talking? What year did this song come out?
2002, was
Would
it?
have to be something like
I
that.
was at
Sick.
uni.
Sarah's
Yeah.
picked it.
Have I?
Boom.
Yeah.
It was massive. I remember
Everyone
going
used
away
to play it.
camping one Easter, and it was all about Nelly Furtado.
Yeah.
It was huge.
It's not frittata, it's furtado.
For frittata.
Yum.
Where did Nelly Furtado go? This is the thing, just fallen off the face of the earth. We don't know where she's gone. You don't,
You
do
haven't
you?
heard from her for ages.
Does she write music? Is she one of those who just disappeared and now writes big hits for others?
Did she get a taste of the limelight and then go, oh, I don't like that, too many eyes on me?
How many people do that?
A lot.
Nelly Furtado took a step back from music and the public spotlight after a nervous breakdown in 2006. I had a nervous breakdown on stage. I was on the Loose tour and my daughter was with me. I was being a mum and a singer on the road. I was exhausted. Then one night I went on stage and I suddenly realised how stressed out I was. I actually cried my way through the first two songs. I'm like a bird.
Oh, I always cry away.
I took a break from my music and went home, and I realised that being at home and having the whole family experience was what I was seeking. So she went and had the family life, Sarah.
Good on
This
her.
is 2006, 2007. And then in 2009, I didn't know this. She tried to get back into music, but she released a Spanish album.
Okay.
This is one of her songs called My Plan.
Oh, yeah, I remember this. Track 2.
Well,
How did that not work?
her other hit song was Vacation.
No, Leno, pull it down. That's not her best gear.
So she's brought out 2 albums, Spanish albums.
Nobody knew.
And now she's sort of trying to get back into it independently. So she said, I need a break from it, had a nervous breakdown, and now she's trying to get back into the music industry but do it her own way, and now she can't.
I mean, your Spanish market is huge. My God. You know what, Fitz? On the topic of where are they now, I don't know how this popped up, probably because I was watching some guy play guitar on TikTok. Last night I got served a video. Remember Nathan Cavalieri?
Yes.
Was it
Great
Nathan
guitarist.
Cavalieri?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was he the young kid?
Yeah, the 14-year-old guitar prodigy.
Yeah, but he signed to Sony or someone at the age of 10. He just joined TikTok, so he gave sort of this 1-minute rant about where he came from. This was me at the age of 10, and then I went on to release these songs. Then I toured and I did all this. Then I fell off the wagon. And now I'm back. I'm doing my thing. He's like 25 or something now. I don't know how old he was, but I just thought, man, that guy was massive. He was like on the front cover of TV Hits.
Oh, well, that was cutting edge, wasn't it? What about the guy who used to come in the studio all the time, Nathaniel? Remember him?
Nathan Daniel, yeah.
Nathaniel.
You loved Nathaniel.
I loved his song, and you guys told him that I wanted to shag him, and he never came back in.
Right, so we ruined his career
Pretty much.
with the threat of you.
He gave up. I was single, and you guys just kept hammering the poor bloke with it. But he was massive for a hot minute, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was huge.
Nathan Daniel.
Do you remember him, MDG?
I don't remember Nathaniel. I do. I will give you a name that'll. Again, we all go, God, I can't believe I remember this person at this party in Melbourne last night. Do you remember the Brothers 3?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
They were those
Tasting me,
three
bro.
guys.
Yes.
And he was one of the Brothers 3. We locked
No
eyes.
way.
And I was like, I'm so gutted that I know who you are. He was talking to 2 glamours on his arms the whole night, to his credit.
It wasn't Tazen, was it?
No, it wasn't Tazen, it was the
Right.
blonde one.
There were 3 brothers. They were from Mudgee, I think.
Yeah.
And they'd been on X Factor or one of those shows. And they'd done quite well in the comp, but they were the 3 of the most beautiful nerds you'd ever come across.
Yeah, they were
And we
awesome.
made T-shirts, remember, Fitz? Don't tasen me, bro.
Tazen me, bro. Yeah, that is... Wow, Tommy, where are they now? Get them back.
Wow. Brothers 3. Can we
Very
talk
cool.
about love, guys? This is a wild topic.
It's a powerful force,
Oh,
mate.
mate, it doesn't get any stronger. You can build a rocket. You can surf the biggest waves, but love is the most powerful thing in the world, yeah? I don't
What's
know.
it got to do with rockets?
I'm just riffing, man. Let's talk about the topic of the one that got away. 13, 24, 10. Will anybody get on the radio this morning and admit their regret for the one that got away?
Well,
and
but
now you're living with that guilt.
No, but see,
Not
wait
guilt's
up.
the wrong word.
I do believe that things happen for a reason, right?
I'm with you,
Because
Ryan.
There are moments where you probably have your heart broken, you're in love with someone, it doesn't work out, and you think that person is the right person for you. But no, incorrect. It's leading you to the jackpot.
Welcome to the journey of love. Is that what you're thinking, mate?
Welcome to the jungle, mate.
Yeah.
We've got fun and games.
What?
Guns N' Roses.
No worries. But you're right. I agree with you, Fitz. What it does when you have your heart broken is it educates you, it trains you, it molds your heart, it molds your mind, and presents you as a smarter option when you meet the next possible person.
Agree.
Because it changes you. I mean, I went through some horrendous breakups. Heart shattered onto the ground. Ripped apart like wild dogs at a piece of meat.
Were you broken up with, or did you break up with this person?
Bit of both. I mean, there's been a couple, a couple of times where I've thought, gee, this doesn't feel good. But one in particular turned me from a boy to a man. And it presented me now as someone that was ready to settle down instead of an ego-driven, immature guy who didn't know what he wanted. That's what I was. Just a bit of a cocky prick running around. And now I've said it, mate. It's about me. This blog I read last night as I cried my eyes out and looked at photos of exes. This was about the one that got away. This woman wrote, I thought I was over him. Then he started dating my best friend and had a baby with her.
Oh, that sucks.
Crushed me.
Yeah.
That's a stab. That's a knife to the heart, isn't it?
I wish I would have been honest with him earlier. It was too late.
But if he felt the same, don't you think it would have happened?
Yeah, but it's the people that regret that move because they stuffed it up at the time and didn't realise what they had. Maybe they weren't at that age where they were mature enough to realise what was in front of them, possibly says.
So it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
So they're not the person. You remember these things so much more fondly. You remember the heartbreak as being so much bigger than it was and them being so much more amazing than they actually are.
That's what it is. It's not a true representation
not.
of what it would be now if you were with that person.
100%.
I think the other thing that you worry about as well is that you love someone, right? And you think, oh, but I'm young. I need to go out and explore first.
trap.
I really like this person, but I don't know if this is the one. Then you go out for a few years, right? I think this is what everyone's
Common
afraid of.
behaviour.
You go out for a few years, you find different partners, and you go, oh my gosh, it's none of these people are anywhere near that original love that I have. The thing that scares you, though, you then go back and find out that they've found someone else, fallen in love, and it's the one that got away.
You knock on the door and they're not opening anymore. This one woman said, I've been in a relationship for 4.5 years, but when I'm alone at night, I think about that one that got away and I miss him.
Well, they need to meet up because I reckon the reality will slap her in the face. He won't be the same bloke you knew 4.5 years ago.
This one said, the one that got away, I ended up staying best friends with him because I didn't know how to remain close to him when we couldn't be together. I can't imagine life without him, but I now have another guy. Oh my God, that's getting complicated and messy. Further heartbreak, I would suggest.
I've got one that got away. I was using cockles at the time, and I
Here we go.
I cast out.
Oh yeah. How deep was the water?
It was pretty deep.
Okay.
Looking for whiting. Got a couple of nibbles.
Heard the real
Started
scream.
pulling it in.
And then it got to the surface. My mate grabbed the net and it took off. This woman says, the love of my life is now married with 4 kids. I didn't move fast enough. And now she's gone for good.
How do you, because I don't think I could live without at least telling them. You've got to go back and tell them at some stage, Sarah, don't you?
What do you mean? Tell them that they were the one that got away, or you regret the fact that it didn't work out?
I just need to tell you. I just need to tell you that I made a mistake. I went off and I explored.
I've had that happen. Do not do it. It is not fair to the person you say it to.
What do you mean you've had that happen?
I've had someone say to me all the things you're saying, and I've loved you, and all this sort of stuff. It's not okay to play around with somebody else's brain on that topic.
This is layered, though, because what Fitzy's saying, are you talking about going back and saying it in an attempt to get them back?
Well, I think there is an element of that there.
Because that's different to just informing them down the track.
What do you want to happen when you inform them? Like,
just to let you know.
I'm just telling you, I've always.
I know.
Bad example.
I think it's about talking about your feelings, Sarah. We talk about it so much.
Else.
But this is the thing. Like, you have it, you build it. It builds up so much. Sometimes all you need to do is say that to the person, get it off the chest, and everything is all right.
No, but it's all right for you because you've offloaded your feelings and your hidden things. But the person you dumped it on, it's totally selfish.
It's a grenade. I know. I understand that, and I'll sit back and watch them blow up.
Yeah, it's a why you're doing it. You're doing it for you.
Totally.
So let that person move on with their life.
They found their space and their place. Let them go.
God, I remember this girl.
Ruin their life. Ruin it.
I went out with this girl one time, and we'd kind of had a rocky road. I wasn't that into it.
Eating.
We'd had a picnic, a rocky road, a Mars bar, a crunchy,
And
I
then
was,
we went out for
I was
dinner.
about to rip into another Milky Way. Anyway, I remember this so clearly because she had like camouflage underpants on. And she was kneeling on the bed with her head.
A G.I. Jane joke, is it?
Oh, she didn't have alopecia. Ow! She's just hit me straight across the chops.
Finally got him, Fitz.
I've been Will Smithed. And I've been Smithed, which is not easy to say. And she said to me, like, we'd broken up. We'd had the conversation. Let's break up. It was really weird because it was in the morning too. Like a terrible time of the day. And then she said, no, we're not breaking up. And I went, well, I mean, you own 50% shares in this business. I own the other 50%. Now, we both need 100% all on the same page for this to work. If one shareholder doesn't like
How
it...
romantic.
Well, I didn't put it like
You're
that.
going down the financial road, mate.
She said, no, we're not breaking up. I've got just as much say in this as you.
Hang on, you've tried to break up and she said no.
Yes, she said, no, we're not breaking up. You can't break up with me.
So
I'm
she
in
had
this
more
just-
shares?
No, well, don't go back to the
Who's
share part.
Elon Musk and who is Twitter?
Don't worry about that.
So what percentage did you
She
have at
owned.
the
Well,
time?
I'd invest. I was like a Series A investor. So I got in a lot earlier.
Is that through the Combank app? I get so confused.
No, that's your buying. That's your shares app.
Gotcha.
But she tried to say that no, we can't break up because I say I don't want to. Yeah. Where do you go from there?
You just walk off. She can't follow you. That's
It was my house too. She then did a storm. She did a storm out of the house, and I was looking at her through the bedroom window. And then she got to her car, and I looked, and I could see that she'd left her keys on the bed. So she had to do that sort of. She'd done the walk of shame, and now she's coming back in. Had to knock. Can I have my keys?
I've had to do that.
And I said, I own 50% of those keys.
Oh,
You're a dog.
Why'd she have
Jumped in the car.
camouflage undies on?
And why'd you have to tell us that? I had nothing to do with the story.
It's just a visual in my mind. I just went back there for a moment, guys. I'm sorry about that. Selena Gomez. Now, we know she's had a couple of mental health battles, right? And we're not having a laugh about that at all for wherever this story goes. But she hasn't been on the internet for 4.5 years.
good effort.
She
Really
has
good effort.
not been on the... She has not surfed the old web for 4.5 years. She's got over 300 million followers on the gram. And she was dubbed the queen of the platform. But that was a long time ago.
Has she posted in those 4.5 years?
So
If she has, someone else is handling her handle
Yeah,
for
right.
professional reasons. She said, it completely changed my life. I'm happier. I'm more present. I connect with people. It's one of the best things I've ever done for
Yeah,
me and for the world.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Oh, God.
I mean, she's put up a post 6 days ago saying new hair, who dis?
yeah.
I think she probably still does, given her following. She probably still does the
Oh,
gram
mate,
herself.
Needs to feed it.
Wait up. She's promoting a tinted
Website.
moisturiser,
Yeah,
broad
but she's
spectrum
not-
SPF 20. That looks
She's
amazing.
not- yeah, don't worry about that, Tinta car. She has got somebody else doing her social media for her.
Got ya. Fair call.
For me, I get my news when I want because if it's important, then it'll be in the paper. Everything else, I couldn't care less because it's not my business to care about other people's business.
Good on her.
She's still having, I mean, people are still taking photos of her. So you know.
Well, she's had a TV show. She was in the, it's on Disney, Only Murders in the Building with Steve Martin and
Yeah.
Mike Short. I watched it. It was actually pretty good the first season.
Do you know what, though? Do you get, right, you're not on the internet, but the person that's in charge of her social media needs to get permission from Selena for stuff, so there is a stressful element to it. Like, I've just
Yeah.
taken a photo with you and your dog on the couch. Is it all right if I post that?
Does that work? You need a filter on that?
Yeah, but she's not getting hassled by all the stupid articles about
Yes.
her and Babes and,
Yep.
you know, all that crap
True.
still rolling around.
I mean, that's one of the most dangerous things you could ever do if you were a celebrity of that calibre. To think that you would go on there and check or Google your own name to see what people are saying or what fine detail in a photo from the red carpet
Yeah.
someone has picked up to pull you apart because this world is about knocking people down, then you'd go mad. There's no way it could be good for your mental health. 13 24 10. I've been someone who doesn't check the internet. Or is there someone that just has not moved with the times? I mean, we spoke to someone on the show a while ago that had never been on Facebook. I mean, don't get me wrong, Facebook has changed and it serves different purposes as a social media platform now. But to start with, back in the day, it was Facebook or nothing.
Yeah, it was massive.
And if you didn't jump on board at the time... this is amazing, guys. Selena Gomez says she has not used the internet for 4.5 years. Unplug that modem, guys, because I don't need it.
It's a great effort. I mean,
Just the basics, though. What's the weather doing? I'll just pick up my phone and have a quick look. I'm on.
No, that is true. Googling, like, restaurant, is it BYO?
Yeah.
What are the opening
why don't you
hours?
book online? I can't. Hey, I want to buy some new shoes. What do you guys think? I can't look that up either.
Yeah.
Must love a shopping centre. Oh, guys, let's get some Japanese. Uber Eat? Bugger it. Sorry, can anyone else? Anyone else? You'd have to ring a friend to come round to order something. Go on, you bring it up. Show me. I'm not using it, but you bring it
That's
up.
cheating, isn't
Oh,
it?
hey, how annoying. That's a friend I don't want.
Catherine in Wattle Grove. Tell us about your husband, Kath.
Hi, my husband Dave has never had any kind of social media. No Facebook, no Snapchat, no Instagram. Is not interested. It doesn't want to be involved.
God, he'd love TikTok.
Do you show him photos yourself, Kath? And he just like, is he interested at all?
No, he's a school teacher, so never wanted to try and get stalked by students or people, so he's just not interested.
Fair enough.
He's only just got WhatsApp because he's coaching our son's soccer team.
Right.
But he doesn't even text. He'll call you rather than text.
Does he
Very
pride
different.
himself on it, Catherine?
Yeah, probably. I think he does, actually. Yeah, I think he does.
It's not
It'd be
bad.
refreshing, wouldn't it? You know, when Fitz, and you've done it yourself, you've admitted on the show, when you just find yourself an hour into some sort of scroll. You've
What am I
wasted
doing?
coffee scroll. You've wasted your time.
Kathy in Ingleburn, who are you dobbing in, not having socials?
I'm dubbing in my sister.
Oh yeah, go on.
She has nothing. She has no social media at all. She has free-to-air TV only, nothing else. And she's only just in the last couple of years gotten on to internet banking.
Great.
Oh wow, okay.
That's just awesome. She's
So
just
she does Google, but that's about it.
There's another one there for Selena Gomez. Every time she wants to travel, she has to wander into Flight Centre.
Oh, that's
I think it's when it comes to convenience. I mean, over the years, you've always said, "No, well, I've survived. I don't need this new to do that quicker. I don't need to do that because I've been doing it this way my whole life." But when you actually do it, and you go, "Oh, wait,
Right.
okay, this is saving me a bit of time." The thing is, though, we're saving time doing those.
Yep.
Everyday jobs. The thing is, though, we're spending more time looking at our socials
Yeah.
and wasting time doing that.
Yeah, I went round to Dad's the other night for lunch, and he goes, oh mate, I get at Dad's for
Well, you have
lunch.
lunch at
I went
night?
round to
Oh, that's
Dad's
weird.
the other night for lunch. Yeah,
Mum doesn't live there anymore?
Let's not worry about the time. That's kind of distracting from the point of the story. He says, "Oh mate, you've got to read this article on electric cars." I went, "Oh yeah, great, sure, send it through." Then he disappears. 5 minutes later, he comes back with 18 pages of printed article on electric cars. He's printed the article.
Oh,
And he could have you could send it through. Just click on the link, copy, paste, bang, email.
Wasn't the
Awesome.
the grandmother who got her first phone and she took a photo on it, her first ever photo, but didn't know how to send it, so she put the phone on the photocopier, printed off
Yes.
the photo
Yes.
on the phone, and gave an A4 page to one of her sons, saying, "Oh, how's this beautiful shot I took of our granddaughter?"
Tommy, wasn't it your dad Brian who wrote the body of the email in the subject?
Yeah, that's what he does. He puts it all in there, so I get, paragraphs just all in subject.
Awesome.
Ray from Freshwater, what won't your husband do on the internet, Ray?
He just refuses to do internet banking.
Okay. So he wants to go into the branch, does he?
He goes into the branch all the time and requests years of statements to be printed off.
Oh, branches are like ghost towns.
Yeah. He goes to the ATM once a week, gets his money out, and that's it.
That's hilarious.
that is brilliant.
Have you tried to show him, Ray?
I tried to show him once, and that could have ended in divorce. So
It's pretty simple stuff.
Cash is king, mate.
Oh
Cash
my
is
God.
king. Mark in Campbelltown. You were a TikTok star, and then what? You had a problem, Mark?
Yeah, hey guys, love the show. I was on TikTok. I had about 12,000 followers.
Oh, what?
And then I met my partner, my now partner, on there. And it was sort of after we got together, it was causing some issues. And we both decided to get off. And it was a really good decision for us, like for our relationship. And got off Instagram, basically just on Facebook now. But yeah, no, I definitely I think it's a really good way to just be present and be like, I think especially in a relationship, I think it's good, like if you're not with someone and you want to meet someone, like I think it's good.
Big call to choose love over TikTok. I don't know if I'd do that. Mark, can you tell us, 12,000 followers, what were you doing? Like, what was your TikTok content? Were you doing a couple of dances, mate, or?
Yeah, it wasn't so much dances. It was more, I guess, I like a lot of vintage stuff as well.
Yep.
So, yeah, there's definitely that kind of vibe sort of theme running through. But I actually had one that went on news.com.au, picked it up. It was like a viral hack from Kmart.
Yep.
And then I woke up one morning and it was all over, like when mates were messaging me like, "Son, you're on the news, mate."
What was it, Mark?
It was, so basically Kmart sold a little camping light.
Yeah.
And you could use it as a ring light. So I put up a video. It was like the Kmart ring light hack, and it was like $10 for a ring light. You know what I mean? I mean, they sell it now.
And you
for like
gave
nothing
that
anyway.
up.
Yeah, I just
Mark,
found it.
that's genius.
No, mate, it's love, mate. You know how you were
back
talking
to the
about that
top.
powerful force of love before? That's what Mark's doing.
Oh, my God. And then you met your girlfriend, was it, through
That's right.
TikTok?
Yeah.
Was she doing
actually-
camping lights as well, or?
Global platform, and she was living in Campbelltown. Like, what are the odds of that?
See,
But
this is-
we were like, once we realised we were like both local, we were like, well, we've got to catch up for a coffee, you know.
Yeah.
And then that was it, you know.
What a great story. I love that. I mean, it is.
That's awesome.
If your partner did ask you to give up social media
Get stuffed.
for the relationship,
I'm hooked.
I'd probably, you'd say yes, but you'd go out with
Yeah.
one last post just to tell everyone, wouldn't you?
Or keep a secret phone.
This is the person that I love, but she's told me that I have to leave the platform. See everyone.
Like. TikTok love could be a new segment on the show, Tommy.
Oh, we haven't done that before.
I mean, when you saw Matt DeGroot do that first TikTok of him getting into a hot car with the Michael Jackson music,
Yeah.
and he's touching the dash, he's touching the wheel, but it's a hot day.
Yeah, but it wasn't even synced. It wasn't even in time.
No, he didn't do a good job, but tell you what, I nearly left Lisa.
The Fitzy and Wippa Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.